Assalamu alaikum. We are starting new course Introduction to MATLAB Programming. So let's discuss the outline of the course. Our first chapter will be Introduction to MATLAB, in which we will cover the basics things programming of MATLAB, such as MATLAB desktop environment information, variables, assignments, statements, and then mathematical and relational experience, expressions, and operator. Then we will move to built-in function and help browser in MATLAB. In second chapter, our topic will be vectors and matrix. So we will explain the introduction of creating and manipulating vectors and matrix. Then we see array operations and matrix operation. After array operation and matrix operation, we will move to use of vectors and matrix as function arguments. After that, we will see logical vectors and other concepts in the chapter 2. After chapter 2, we will move to chapter 3, where we will see the idea of algorithms and scripts. In the algorithm and scripts, there will be include simple input and output functions and commenting, and we will see the plot function in the scripts. Finally, we will move to user defined functions. Okay, after chapter 3 we will move to chapter 4, which is use of logical expressions such as if, else, and else if. And after if, else if logical expression, we will move to switch statement. Then we also see the true or false function in the MATLAB. And then in the chapter 5 we will see loop statements and vectorizing code, in which we will see the following concepts such as counted for, conditional while loops, summing and counting, nested loops, error checking and combining loops, and selection statements. Then vectorizing code with the use of built-in function and operator. We also see the tips for writing efficient code and tools for analyzing code. This will be of our 5th chapter. Then we will move to 6th chapter, which name is MATLAB Program. In this chapter we also see the scripts and user defined function, concept of MATLAB programming, in which we see the scripts of calls, user defined function. Also we see a longer menu driven program, local function and scope of variables, and some debugging techniques. Also we see the live editor in the chapter 6. After chapter 6 we will move and see the text manipulation. In the text manipulation we see built-in text manipulation function, as well as converting between string and number of types. Also we see the custom strings in the plots, labels, and input prompts. Also we see the new string type. After text manipulation we move to chapter 8, that name is data structures. In the structure we see cell arrays and structures. Also we see the complicated data structures such as nested structures and vectors of structures. After the data structure we see the chapter part 2 in of MATLAB programming, that are advanced topic for problem solving with MATLAB. So our chapter for advanced MATLAB programming starts from chapter 9, and this chapter name is data transfer. In the data transfer we see lower level file input output statement that require opening and closing the file, and then we see the function that read the entire file at once, as well as those that require reading one line at a time. Then we move to additionally techniques for reading from and writing to spreadsheets files. Also we see .mat files that store MATLAB variables. Then we also see cell arrays and text functions, and we also see the how we can see the data from websites and we read with MATLAB. And then we see the chapter 10, that name is advanced functions. In the advanced function, we see advanced feature of types of functions such as anonymous function, nested function, and recursive function. Function handles and their use both with anonymous functions and functions. And also we see the concept of having a variable number of input and output argument to a functions, string functions. Then after that we see the section on recursive function at the end, and this will be our chapter 10. After chapter 10 we move to introduction to object oriented programming and graphics, that will be our chapter 11. As of version 2 or 2014, all plot objects are actual objects. Object oriented programming concept also discussed in chapter 11. Also we see terminology using plot objects. Also we see your own class definitions. Also we will create own objects in chapter 11. After chapter 11 we will move to advanced plotting techniques such as continues with more on the plot function that we discussed in chapter 3. Different two-dimensional plot types such as logarithmic scale plots, pie charts, and histograms. Customizing plots using cell arrays and string function. We also see the three-dimensional plot function as well as some function that create the coordinate for specified objects. We also learn the notion of graphics, which cover the graphics properties such as line width or color. Then we move to core graphics objects and their use by higher level plotting functions. Then we see the application that involve the reading data from files and then plotting using both cell arrays and string function in the advanced plotting techniques of chapter 12. After chapter 12 we will move to chapter 13, which is sights and sounds. Sounds file introduce image processing. We will introduce the programming graphical user interface, including the creation of button group and embedding images in GUI. Also we will see nested function which are used in GUI examples. Then we also see the app designer for object oriented programming and building concepts, which we will discuss in chapter 11. After chapter 13 we will move to advanced mathematics. In the advanced mathematics, we will learn built-in statistical functions and operation in MATLAB, and then we will move to curve fitting. In advanced mathematics, we will also learn complex number solving system of linear algebraic equation, and also we will learn integration. In chapter 14 of advanced mathematics, we will also learn differentiation, which we will learn in calculus. After that, we will see the symbolic toolbox functions, through which we will solve the mathematical equations. So, this will be our MATLAB programming course. So, please join our course as soon as possible so that you can perform MATLAB programming for advanced level techniques easily. So, thank you so much for watching video.